Hello everyone, and we are back with round number 11. So, first of all, thanks a lot for Dougie305 for with 1500 bits. Unfortunately, our bit jar wasn't on quite when you cheered those bits, but thanks a lot, it means a lot. It's really cool to see support. And this will also be, of course, split among the prize pool of Invitational and COVID-19, COVID charity. So it's for a good cause, and thanks a lot for that. And yeah, we will be going in with round 11 with Brennan Kamerman again. We had him on stream earlier, but he won in basically one turn. So
yeah, so we've already tried to give him a proper game this time. We've got Freya here as well. So looks like we're just I can see a friend request happening, so I think we'll be ready to kick things off soon.
Yeah, I will switch to the screen now so we can see it. So Brennan's currently waiting for his opponent. Working on setting up the game.
I like how Brennan has just put the one deck just to make absolutely sure, that he doesn't pick something else by accident.
Yeah, he's such a tryhard. Having just the one deck and also having the different deck book, so the opponent doesn't see what he's playing if he doesn't pay attention to the game preview. I mean, it's usually something people do for ladder games, so for this it doesn't matter because the opponent has the deck box, has the deck list anyways, but just those confusion strategies. And so Brennan, looks like he won the coin flip, and he will be able to choose if he wants to go first. Which he does, and one difference we've seen to other Baby Blacephalon decks is that Brennan is playing Visation V, which is an amazing card if you go first. And also, he opened the Jirachi and has a quick ball in his hand, which is already pretty good. Also, friend.
That's quite interesting. So that's not a card we've seen much since the days of Alamar. There until Lele was now decks would often play friend ball, just because you're so likely to get psychic.
Yeah, back in the day, people used to play it in Malama because there was a lot of Malama around, and I think it was still in the times of when Tabulele was around. I'm not 100% sure about that anymore, but there was a lot of psychic Pokemon and you could use it to find yourself some Incase for Malamas, and now there's plenty of metal Pokemon around. So if you run a Jirachi engine, or even better, if you have Station V in your deck, you can use Friend Ball and will most of the time be able to find either Jirachi or Station, and that can be really good.
Yeah, absolutely. No, you can see that he's just taking a quick look through his deck to make sure that he knows what he has access to and what he doesn't. Then he does, grab the Zacian V off of that. It's pretty cool how obviously that works well. Kind of like you were saying, with the fact that everyone plays Jirachi means that Friend Ball can get Zacian V fairly easily. And then Quick Ball as well. Looks like he's just going to discard the Fire Energy. So Welder's no longer live, but I don't think. Welder's not happening this turn regardless. So I think it's fine.
Yeah, he's probably looking to just further develop his hand and prepare his board. He now has 2 Jirachi, so the second Jirachi is pretty good in case his opponent's playing a deck where he can attack on the first turn. His one Jirachi could get knocked out, and then he would be stuck with Visation active, so having the other Jirachi active just makes his board so much better. Prepare for that.
And in all honesty, this is a very solid first turn. I mean, look at it.
Yeah,
it's done so much that even.
This is like the perfect first turn. He already found the Fiery Flint as well, so he can fin his deck with that.
I guess the only problem with that comes with what you want to discard, right? Because you really don't want to discard order. You don't really want to discard Ordinary Rod or Power Pad, and you definitely don't want to discard Switch. So
so for this turn, for this turn it's definitely not needed, but having it for the next turn is really nice. Then he will be able to use 2 Stellar Wishes to find himself an attacker. He will be able to use Welder and draw some more with that. So yeah, he already has the switch, so he can also like use Stellar Wish, switch into the other one, Stellar Wish again, retreat afterwards.
Yeah, exactly. A little bit unlucky there for the double tails whiff on the stadium nav, but we'll just go for the Stellar Wish after. Hopefully, give us a better idea of what's being played. Oh, there is an adventure bag.
Oh,
Could this be a Blacephalon match, perhaps?
yeah, I would guess a Blacephalon mirror match at this point. And let's see. His opponent is Florent Planard from Florent Planard from France.
Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. That was a retreat to the Fiona and just pass.
Oh boy. That
Uh,
is terrible.
that is terrible. Not only that, but look at what Brennan just drew. Brennan just drew a Cramorant V. So if he can get this powered up as like the Jirachi, he might just be.
And yeah, have confirmation. I just checked the deck list. It is indeed a Baby Blacephalon mirror match. The opponent playing basically the same list that Stefan Ivanov used recently to make top 8. Yep. Yeah, it seems to be like one card difference or different of what Stefan played at Malmo Regionals. And yeah, so
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, this is looking pretty bad for Florent right now. Look,
yeah.
he's got literally, as Brennan literally has everything, the KO on this Jirachi, and I imagine that's what he's going to do, because obviously stopping the opponent having access to Stellar Wish means that they're just that much less likely to be able to, go for the, just be able to actually get out the starting gate.
Yeah, so it looks like Brennan is able to take might be able to take another quick victory here. Because his opponent just can't really get going.
Yeah, although it's interesting how much, regardless of this, Brennan is still being very, very careful. I don't know if he's worried about whether this might backfire somehow. He's mentioned the Blacephalon. He looks like he's doing well as a Blacephalon instead.
Yeah, he probably is thinking that in this matchup you have to be really careful about your resources, and you have to be very careful about which attackers you use, because basically it's a one price attacker trade-off. But yeah, it's hard with it's hard to have the resources to take 6 knockouts on one prize Pokemon, so you don't really want to overextend, because then you might run out of resources in the late game. Because with Blacephalon deck, it's not meant to face one prize deck. It's meant to really capitalize on tag teams.
I don't know. No, if it were, I think I would just go for the Cramorant straight away. I just want to. I always think to myself, I want to give my opponent the lowest chance possible of actually being able to play. And now, Florent has been able to go for the Stellar Wish, and now he's found a quick ball. So, now all of a sudden there's like an.
Yep. However, the Absol, of course, also hurts this Jirachi quite a bit, so Florent won't be able to get the full value out of his Jirachi with his escape board here. It's just gonna sit. I mean, he still can get quite a lot of it. I mean, he plays 4 switch, which is amazing, of course, and he can still get it out of the active, and paying 1 retreat is also not the end of the world.
Yeah.
Also found himself an Oricorio to draw some more cards. However, still not looking too great.
Yeah, I mean, it's a hell of a lot better than it was before, though. I mean, look at this. It's now 2.
Oh,
but yeah, nothing after that, I guess.
oh, and here we also see a difference from Brennan's list to Florence, is that Brennan is playing the Victini Prism Star, and Florent is not. And this is really powerful in the mirror match, because it's so.
Yes.
It's just.
Yes, it is.
It's just so efficient, right? It gets you back all these energies.
It's efficient, and not only that, but it's the way you have of getting back your energy so you can keep attacking. And in a single prizer versus single prizer matchup, getting like as many energies as you can, getting access to as many energies, is really important. So, yeah, this is going to be absolutely crucial.
Exactly. Also, having the Oricorio down for Florent means that Brennan has a relatively easy way to take 2 prizes on that as well. And yeah, being already 2 prizes ahead, it's looking like he's definitely in a commanding position here.
Yeah, and I guess maybe considering it, maybe that's why he thought maybe there's no point risking the Cramarant, because he thought, okay, even if my opponent does actually draw out of this, I'm always going to be ahead on tempo because I've taken the first knockout. So he was
Exactly.
probably previously thinking that because of that, it wasn't, even if there was a chance he could win the opening of, potentially putting down a two-prizer, that Florent could attack to get back into the game.
Exactly, because if Florent had had a response to that, he would have just could have taken out a knockout with Blacephalon, taken 2 prizes for 4 energies only, which is pretty good in this matchup, and he would have been ahead in the price trade again. So
Yeah.
that definitely would have been risky, and it would have given Florent an opening. But now, yeah, Brennan is just not even just 1 prize ahead; he's 2 prizes ahead, and he did conserve some resources. He did make sure to not put an unnecessary 2 prizer onto the board. And yeah, so it's looking rough for Florent, that's for sure.
Yeah, so now he has to think about whether he's actually got enough to KO this Blacephalon here. The welded only attached, but he's not done his manual attachment yet for the turn. So as long as he can find a fiery flint, then he'll have enough, because then he have the 1 energy to attach and then the 3 to discard to take the KO with Fireball Circus.
Yep.
Jirachi goes down. And there's a switch, so probably tells me that he doesn't have it yet. There is still a wish for a quick ball.
That's awkward. So many switches gone. And yeah, this Absol from Brennan putting in a lot of work.
Yeah, it really is.
Already prevented this Jirachi like 3 times from retreating just for free. And
and no, another attack missed, and here comes the angry.
Yeah, now Brennan thinking about how many energies does he have left. Does he need to play the ordinary rod first? But he should be fine. Opting to discard Beastbringer because it's obviously useless. And Cramerant here.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Only 3 energies left in deck, so Victini is going to become quite important, obviously.
Yeah, he still has a lot of fire crystals for.
Yeah, he does, and he only needs to discard 1 energy.
Yep.
Jirachi's weak to fire, so that's going to be Fireball Circus for 100, and yeah, regardless of anything, that it's safe to say that Brennan is ridiculously ahead here, and yeah. I'm struggling to see the comeback route for Florent.
Yeah, for sure. Like, the first step, he would have to get rid of this Victini in some sort of way. Because if Brennan can use that to get an easy knockout and get all his resources back.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, there's just not much that could happen. But even then, he'd still have to catch up so much. And he still has this Oricorio on his board, and also he has used 3 switches already, I believe, so it will be hard to even get attackers into the active position consistently. Yeah, so I really don't know. Florent is now finally powering up with his first Blacephalon. He didn't manually attach this turn, so he is able to retreat his Jirachi for 1 energy. Yep, that's what he does. And he will be able to take a knockout here. He has like a huge hand of over 10 cards. I think it's like 13 cards. So quite a lot. By the way, fun fact, our stream layout here, where it only shows the board, is fitting about 27 cards. So over that, it's gonna start cutting cards off and we will have to change it.
Yeah.
Oh, also thanks to YumTalk X for a tier 1 subscription. Thanks a lot for that. And yup. So, Florent taking his first knockout. However, yeah, Brennan setting up for Jirachi, he will be able to use his Victini this turn. Setting himself up to be ready for later on.
Yeah, there's a Fire Crystal as well, so starting to offset Quick Ball.
Yeah, he was debating that for a second, maybe fearing something like a reset stamp, where he would need to find his attackers later on, because currently he only has one attacker left on his board.
Yeah,
So
that's true. All the rest of his Pokemon right now are support Pokemon. He's just got the Victini down.
Yep, and he has like 3 of his quick balls gone already, and also his
Sorry,
friend
go on.
ball. So
Oh
yeah.
yeah, I think the bigger problem is more the fact that he doesn't have any space. Like even because he has actually got a couple of attackers down, and he's got the two Blacephalons, and he's got the Blacephalon GX. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I guess you could think it might be worth keeping the quick ball so you can find one of those attackers that you get reset stamped. But I think probably what he's looking for more is a lucky egg, I guess. So that way you can attach that to
Yep.
Get bailed out that way.
Yeah, that would
And
for sure
it's like,
help as well.
yeah, and it looks like for that purpose he's playing a well. They're probably just going to attach one to the active so that you can actually retreat. And oh no, lucky egg.
Yep.
Oh dear.
However, reset stamps are very uncommon in those baby Blacephalon decks, and yeah, in fact, Florent does not play any, like most players. It's a rare tech card that some players use.
Okay. So that's worked out then.
Yep, so basically Brennan's making sure to draw as many cards as possible. He knows that he has plenty of welders left because he just used this paw pad. He already
Yep.
has one in hand, so he can afford to use that welder just to draw some more. And yeah, he doesn't have a fiery flint yet though, so he doesn't have an easy way to get his energies back out of the deck.
Does Brennan play any kind of gust?
I'm pretty sure he does play a Great Catcher. Also, he does have a Fire Flint in his hand. I just used to the other Fire Flint artwork, so I overlooked that.
Oh right, okay.
But yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Let's see.
So yeah, all he needs to do then is dig for his Great Catcher and win, right? Because as long as he can get in a Fire Engine discard pile to get the KO with Victini, or if Florent KO on either one of those
Yep.
would enable the win.
Yeah, and Brennan does not play any gusting effect, so he will need 2 more turns to win this game. But
okay.
But he's 3 prizes ahead, so he has all the time in the world.
Yeah, he's won in everything except official capacity.
Yeah, and now Florent is just checking. I mean, there's not much that Florent can do right now. He could like try to go for a Kamerman play where he like snipes the Jirachi off the bench maybe, because the Victini right now is not the greatest attacker anymore. But with Brennan having that many cards in his hand, that wouldn't hurt him that much anyways. Because yeah, Florent has to expect that Brennan has a follow-up anyways.
Yeah.
But yeah, he could still go for Kamerman because he knows that if he takes out this Victini, right now the Victini doesn't really do anything. And then Brennan would get access to Stellar Wish again, would get access to Oricorio again. Maybe Florent also would want to go for something like a Burst GX this turn to prevent Brennan from doing much for like 1 turn at least. But nope, it just looks like he's taking a knockout on the Oricorio.
Yeah, which is obviously it's a better thing to take a knockout on, because winning, like you said, the Victini doesn't really do anything. But I mean, no matter what Florent KOs, it will open up the bench space that Brennan needs. It just means that obviously Brennan has less access to draw power because that Dancer tribute is not going to be live.
Also, leaving the Victini alive is also like not the greatest, because that means that, well, Brennan will now use will just power up another baby Blacephalon, and if he takes the knockout. And if he takes a knockout with that and it gets knocked out afterwards, then that's a lot of energy that's going into the discard pile.
Oh yeah, that's very true actually.
And then
obviously we're going to see the welder here, so attaching 2 fires. Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
Brennan's just got everything to seal this, hasn't he? Let's be real.
Yep, exactly. He can even take a lucky egg, but yeah, he's not even going for that. And now he's opting for switch. Could have as well retreated just to get more energies into the discard pile for his Victini, but yeah, he's just discarding 3, so that's 6 at least.
I think he just wants to make 100% sure that he has something that he can from next turn to make sure that he can right thing to win. Because I think he's just assuming that this Blacephalon's going to be knocked out.
Yeah, also like he has Quick Ball and Heat Factory in his hand, so he has 6 energies in his discard pile after the maybe Blacephalon gets knocked out. And then he can just discard 2, 1 by retreating Jirachi, 2 by using Quick Ball and Heat Factory. So he gets to 9 energy, and actually that's still 1 of taking the knockout. But yeah, never mind. He also has Burst GX as well, so.
Yeah, he does. So he is good to go no matter what, basically.
He has all the options to win this game. Yes.
Unless Floron somehow manages to magic out a reset stamp, and if he does that, then we'll have bigger problems.
That's not a win option. That's a DQ option.
Yes, exactly. So assuming everything is all legal and above board, and of course that's what we would assume. Then what we assume is going to happen here is just a KO with the NG burst. Brennan's going to bring up the Jirachi. He's going to bench that Blacephalon GX. Well, he's going to say well played first. And then he's going to bench the Blacephalon GX, attach the energy, retreat, and burst GX for the game.
Yeah, Florent doing everything he could, using the Victini in this turn to put up something bulky to make it harder for Brennan to get the knockout. But yeah, Brennan just having that great early game. This Asian V, I don't know. He only used it once, but getting those 3 extra energy could very well have been the difference maker here. But yeah, he just went first. He got that Zacian V Interpret Sword for free, basically. He managed to get his attackers going immediately afterwards. By having the Victini Prism Star in his deck, he was already better equipped anyway, so he just had everything going, and he never lost grip of the game. And yeah, just managed to win in a pretty commanding position.
Yeah, he did. So congratulations to Brennan, and one of our players doing pretty well. He's well on his way into day 2.
Yeah, he's at 9-2 now. So basically, 1 more win will guarantee him a spot in day 2. And yeah, so 9-2 already a great score. He's probably looking for more than just 10-4 for a better score. Also, from what I can tell, the general amount of points is looking lower than expected. So just getting the 10 and 4 is already putting him in a pretty good position.
Well, excellent. There you go.
All right. So we will be going to a quick break. This round took quite a bit, so we will hopefully be back very soon with round number 12. And